Army Lieutenant Colonel Chuck DeVore. Chuck, great to have you on the show. I mean, Fogel was not included in multiple prisoner swaps in the Biden administration. Trump told the family, months and months, told the family he would get him out. He lived up to his promise. I mean, it's a big victory for Fogel and for this administration, quite frankly.
Yes, Trace, it's a huge victory, and I think it really shows the contrast between the lethargic leadership under Joe Biden and the active leadership under President Trump. I also think it's no accident that Marc Fogel was taken on August 15th, 2021. What also happened on that date? Well, that was the fall of Kabul. That was the fiasco in Afghanistan, really signaling the dysfunction and the weakness of the prior president. And I think Putin took note of that and, of course, took Fogel as kind of a poker chip for future bargaining.
Yeah, I want to play another soundbite of Marc Fogel with the president. They had this to say earlier. Watch.
I'm a middle-class school teacher who's now in a dream world.
We're going to show you the Lincoln bedroom in a little while. It's a very special place. Appropriate for tonight. Very appropriate.
This is the kind of stuff, Chuck, that makes Americans believe that President Trump is good at the negotiating, good at foreign policy.
Well, again, absolutely. And I think it's also very important that you saw Steve Witkoff, a very close friend of the president, a fellow real estate developer, and someone who was named, curiously enough, the Middle East special envoy. But, news travels. And when you see such a high-profile success like this with President Putin and his government in Russia, well, news is going to travel fast in other quarters of the world, especially in the Middle East. And it's going to elevate Witkoff's prestige and credibility and prepare him to be successful in other tasks that may very well be even harder.
Yeah, you talk about Witkoff in the Middle East, and all of a sudden there's this Russia deal going. I've got just a few seconds left for you, Chuck, but it sounds like this might be a first step to maybe ending or at least kind of negotiating what's happening with the war in Ukraine now, because the communication lines appear to be wide open.
They are wide open, and let's not forget that Trump is also displaying strength, and you're not really hearing that from his chorus of critics here in America. You may have noted just a few days ago that the Trump administration was talking about lifting the restrictions on the sale and use of long-range missiles for Ukraine to be able to strike back at Russia. And things like that, because Trump's enemies here at home don't want you to believe that he would do anything that would rile up Russia. Well, in fact, I think that display of strength helped bring the prisoner back home. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. Chuck DeVore, great to have you on. Thank you. The president again threatened